Hey guys, it's D.Bowie here, and this is things I learned with Miracle Storm Spirit in 7.06. As you can see, 7k average games are full of great plays like this one. It was actually a pretty decent feature, but thanks to Frog for some reason, no one has range to attack Riki or pathing to get any closer. As you enjoy what happens afterwards, I want to mention something important here. A lot of people overestimate bounty runes and underestimate how first blood is important. The bounty runes don't give bonus experience anymore, and I can see low MMR players frustrated with that feature and going after the bounty rune, when in reality, killing Riki here yields them a hefty reward. Of course, this is a 4-man kill, so the experience and gold get split heavily, but I feel like even if Miracle didn't get a last hit, it still would be worth the kill. His team will get a bounty rune regardless, and having first blood for yourself means that no enemy hero will get it for themselves. Anyways, he fires himself a salve, and one thing you need to have in mind in the mid lane now is that with one extra creep harassing the enemy mid deals more damage to you, so pay attention how Miracle goes for this. Since his block was superior, he has the upper hand to harass TA as much as he wants, but see how he kills the range creep first, and as he attacks, he makes sure to the aggro. This is more important than ever now. I feel like Storm is one of the heroes that got a decent buff out of the new mid lane. He can shove the lane so fast now that he can create this humongous creep wave. At level 1 or 2, TA is going to take a lot of damage to last hit all of these under her tower. When the second creep wave comes, Miracle doesn't instantly try to shove it against the enemy tower. He waits until the creep that the enemy range creep is attacking is low enough that TA wants to get it. Synchronizes that with 2 last hits while also damaging TA. If we pause right now, we're going to see that Miracle lost 1 CS, has more than 50% HP, while TA has like 30% as she's going to have to last hit all those creeps under the tower, taking even more damage. On top of that, Miracle has almost bottle. Storm players sometimes play too conservative with their mana in the early game. With the creep wave having that extra creep, it means that you can secure the bottle at 1 minute if you get all of the creeps. Of course, it's hard, but you can see that securing them with Remnant is not hard. The hard part is synchronizing last hit with harass at the same time. Another thing you need to remember when playing against a TA is how Refraction is an important skill. Most players would say that TA wins the lane, since with Refraction it's harder to harass her. And yeah, that's kind of right. Well, look what Miracle does here. Before even thinking about last hitting, and also before the next creep wave gets there, he has a perfect timing window to break the refractions. As the courier gets there, bringing TA an item, he immediately checks it to see what it is, and it's a Bloodstone. The sentry clips Riki, forcing Miracle to get a haste rune or else he might suffer a lot of harass. Since he didn't commit the overload attack, he damages TA with it instead of trying to get a last hit, that he can get without the passive's help, and from this point onwards, Miracle stops shoving the creeps on TA's tower. Why, Bowie? Well, the strength of doing that at level 1 is that TA was going to miss a lot of them since she started with the passive. With Refraction and the Bloodstone that Miracle spotted, TA won't have any troubles getting them. Also, one of the key benefits of shoving the lane against your opponents is farming the jungle, but at this level, Miracle still farms the jungle relatively slow while he's also under Riki's radar. Miracle increases the overall difference in net worth between him and TA by actually staying in the lane, taking every refraction charge out of her and then denying the creeps, since she's afraid of taking too much damage to Remnant plus Overload if she gets too close. In this next wave, Miracle probably thought really hard on going for TA since she doesn't have mana for refraction, but he's relatively low while she has a Fairy Fire. Riki could be around, and look what happens here. He risks way less while taking all that farm away from her and dealing damage to the tower. If that was a first blood, then he would have more incentive to go for it. One interesting aspect to note about TA is that while Refraction is a great skill, it doesn't work too well with raindrops. Even if Miracle's damage gets completely denied, he still breaks one raindrop charge from TA. You're going to see that he puts a lot of effort in destroying them. Slightly after, he damages TA again by hitting one range creep when she gets closer. Storm dies to a Riki gank, and as Miracle brings the sentry to be saver and loses it instantly, you would expect him to go to the jungle, right? Well, no, as I said before, the jungle gives 20% less experience than before. That's actually a big deal, and the creeps are as harder to take down as they were before, especially when the lane gives you 16% more experience with the addition of the extra melee creep. And while Riki could be anywhere, if you're close to your tower, then there's at least the chance that your allies actually help you. You're going to lose less HP when you're in the lane as well, so it's usually harder for Riki to gank you there, even though TA is in the lane as well. What Miracle does though is block every wave of creeps to get a better positioning and really make use of the lane in the safest way possible. When TA brings another raindrops, Miracle keeps trying to destroy the item. The mana regen is super good on TA to ramp up her farm, and is also very annoying in case Miracle feels like like she's out of position and wants to go for a kill. From this point onwards is rinse and repeat. Miracle just makes sure to block the creeps and doesn't even bother doing anything else. When you're maxed out on Remnant and your passive, it means that to kill a wave of creeps, you're going to need either Remnant plus hit plus another Remnant, or Remnant plus hit plus ult plus hit. In case you go for the first option, that is overall more efficient in terms of mana per damage, you always have to remember to not waste your second passive hit in that creep wave, because it's going to die anyways. This is one of the key mistakes of low MR players, not being efficient with their mana. You can see it perfectly here. As Miracle kills the creep wave, he uses the extra hit to engage the neutrals, and because of that extra hit, he kills them extra fast. I'm not sure whether Miracle intentionally never used his shrine, but we're going to see something amazing here. One of the biggest problems Storms face at this stage of the game, where you're half in your Bloodstone components, is the mana regen issue. You kinda want to farm, but it's good to get kills, and everything happens too slow because you either have to go back to base or you're not ready, you don't have a TP. But they use the top shrine here, Smoke, and when Earthshaker finds Van, see how he immediately predicts Van's trajectory. When you have a level 1 ball lining, this is crucial because the AoE of the damage of your jump is very small and you're also pretty slow. You can end up too far away from where the target is. If you're going for a longer jump, you need to be sure you can predict where this Van is going. If you reach a position where you don't have range to attack, then you're gonna have to go for another jump. This is gonna severely hinder your mana and you can end up dying. He makes sure to attack before casting Remnant. In fact, he issues the attack command while he's under ball lining, which really speeds up the process. At the early levels, it's all about small jumps and using your passive efficiently. If you pay attention, he clicks on Dazzle here, and with TA being visible mid, they dive super hard. Since he has 17 magic 1 charges, he keeps going on Dazzle. And pay attention how he thread switches to agility to use it, gaining way more HP and mana than if he didn't do it. While under RP, he checks everyone's inventories, and I love that he waits until Grave is about to end before going in. What if someone TPs as soon as he jumps? It's just better to go in and out as fast as possible. Amber really wanted to go out, so he comes back for TA for some reason, but I wanted to pay attention to the shrine usage now. By not using the outer shrines, the Radiant team is going for kills non-stop, even though Miracle has no Bloodstone. With creep camps being less efficient than they were, if you're a hero that can decide whether you should go for kills or farm, most of the time I feel like the answer is go for kills. By saving those shrines to this point, Storm is ready to fight again. Maybe too ready, since Miracle was ultra greedy with the jump here, and he ends up perishing. As you can see, Riki is one of the hardest counters to Storm. You don't want to go 4-staff the hero. You also need Bloodstone as your first item, so unless you get an amazing game, you're not going to have Bloodstone and BKB before the 20-minute mark. I did talk about the two ways of killing creep waves a little bit before, and I said that one was more efficient than the other. So why would you use the other one? Well, Remnant has a cooldown. If you have a creep wave with you, pushing, sometimes you can miss creeps because they will die before the next Remnant cooldown. What you can do is then use ball lining to actually get all the last hits. Another cool efficiency trick when playing Storm, using ball lining to cut trees from a camp so you don't have to go around to farm it. Remember to use as little mana as possible. Another efficiency or maybe safety trick with Storm is using Remnant to get a vision of camp you're afraid of farming. By doing this, he can draw aggro from the golems without being too out of position. Watch this. Something a lot of people forget or get wrong about Storm is how you should play him. That's the same reason why a lot of 4K players still complain when I'm rushing Bloodstone on the hero. I would say that 95% of the times Bloodstone first is the only available option. Why is the item so good? Well, first of all, the mana regen combined with the tankiness. Bloodstone gives double the amount of mana regen that Orchid gives you when you're like level 13, and it also gives you 500 HP. At level 13, that's like 33% of your HP. So not only Miracle survives here because of the item, look how the big mana pool and mana regen allows him to go back, but only after Meld gets committed. They easily get the kill, and Storm once again, because of the mana regen, has the mana to get one extra jump, clipping Dazzle, slowing him, turning a 2 ult gank from the Dire into 2 Bloodstone charges for Miracle. The second strength of Bloodstone is the reduced respawn timer. A lot of people think of it like this: well, Bowie, if you're betting on dying to get this item, then you're already playing to lose, blah 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 blah. The thing about Bloodstone is that you can actually suicide dying the gold. Storm is the best Bloodstone hero because he's so slippery, he's so not reliant on cooldowns, that it's very unlikely that the enemy team will kill you without committing big cooldowns. In case you can suicide, and even if you don't, you're ready to fight again super fast and abuse all the lack of ultimates of the enemy team. That's what happens here. Since Miracle didn't watch this video, video, he starts farming the same camp, but this time without using the remnant to draw aggro like he did before. Ricky finds him and he can't suicide. RP and God Strength were spent though, and as the fight evolves, look how Miracle plays. He TPs in the mid lane, gets 2 kills out of nowhere, and he absolutely has no fear after the kill he suffered. He gets Dazzle, and I really like that he already jumps to Magnus to cancel Blink Dagger, but it was a little bit too late. Still, they get 3 kills, and if we compare the net worth difference now from when Miracle died, they are slightly ahead. Yes, he lost Bloodstone charges, and this is the type of thing you can't rely too much on, since more deaths equal less respawn timer reduction. Still, remember to abuse this as much as possible in the first death, when you usually can get the bigger impact. Let's take a look on some late game fights with Storm. With the Aegis, they decide to push the top lane, and we can see how annoying Ricky is. They miss so many attacks that Dazzle actually buys time to cast Grave. He needs BKB, you might be screaming and shouting. Yeah, BKB is great this game, but Storm Spirit is a snowballing hero. The real issue that kills him in this game is physical damage. You really want BKB in those cases where you're actually dying repeatedly and can't fight aggressively anymore. Even with BKB in this game, he can get RP'd, and then TA and Sven will definitely destroy him. By going for a quote-unquote greedy build, but at the same time addresses the real issue that kills him in this game, physical damage, he's able to survive through how most fights. Eventually they dive TA, and when Sven BKBs, most players would zip away to kite BKB or just disengage completely, and that would be okay. But with the Shrine ending and Sven focusing other targets, look how Miracle positions himself in a safe spot behind the Fissure while damaging her. Later, he starts to disengage from Sven, and by clicking on him and seeing that the BKB duration is almost over, he goes for the offensive move since he has Aegis. He ends up not being able to dodge Stormbolt, but he kills Ricky once again. This gave time for RP to get ready, and with the TA buyback and Aegis down, they disengage, and that's the best move. Storm is all about pushing your hero to the limit without dying. A strike of luck ends up hitting Miracle. Not only he finds an arcane rune, he gets an invis rune allowing him to take Dazzle down without him being able to do anything. He ends up finding Ricky when he only wanted a creep wave. Assault Cuirass might feel like a weird item this game, but not only it increases his team's survivability against so much physical damage, it actually helps him get kills, spending less mana. With the Miner's Armor, he melts Ricky here, and what seemed like a hard high ground push is now an open field for the Radiant. He also helps them push since they have a carry Ember Spirit, and he's terrible at sieging. As they push mid, look what happens. The Assault combined with Solar Crest allows Miracle to not get bursted, while BKB wouldn't help against a Sven that blinks from the fog like that. It's super hard to fight against a Sven, and even with BKB, he can cleave the hell out of you. Look how careful Miracle has to play. Only after BKB is over and he can cast Vortex without being attacked, he goes back. Guys, I'm gonna be honest here. I was overwhelmed by how many people support the idea of me going to TI. I drafted an Indiegogo campaign and I plan on releasing it in 2 days. Since pretty much all the support I had comes from this YouTube channel, it feels more than normal that I show a part of it to you guys. I basically want your opinion in the perks that I'm offering. Is something lacking? Do you have an amazing idea? Comment in the specific pinned comment I'll leave below, and maybe I can update the pitch before launching it. One of the things I want to do is a couple of videos about the teams that get directly invited to TI. My problem with videos that usually talk about teams and players is that they are completely focused in the people. Don't get me wrong, I love these videos. True sight, all the stories they show in the Kiev majors. Still, when my noob and casual friends watch TI, they have no idea that EG is a greedy team that rip wings, can pick 5 supports and win. I feel like people should know more about the teams and their mannerisms and style. I know, Dota is an ever-changing game, but like my channel, I always follow trends and talked about them. The plan here is that everyone that contributes with the crowd fund is going to have a number of votes depending on the perk they choose. If we get like 6 invited teams, I'll probably make 3 videos and you can choose the 3 teams that I will feature. The video will be noob friendly and it's something I feel like the scene lacks. Dream League used to make some charts about the teams and the players, but I never saw that anymore. The first perk gives you 1 vote and my gratitude for eternity. The next perk allows you to influence the project. There's going to be a Discord group and I will post pictures and videos of stuff that is going on TI. You will be able to talk with the people involved in the project. In case we know beforehand that a particular pro player will be interviewed, we will get some of the questions from you guys. It's going to be amazing. Following, we have a Dota/Bowie themed postal card. I have a lot of very talented friends and I'm pretty sure they're going to come up with something amazing. I will send handwritten cards to everyone that participates. You can also ask me to write anything in it as long as it fits the paper. The next one is only for people that are going to attend TI or live in Seattle. We're going to make a meet and greet, get drunk. You will be able to meet me, give me stuff to sign if you're into that, and just have a good time. This one is going to be before TI. I will stream for 24 hours playing with everyone that is available and contributed. Eric Wright from The Only Way to Play series is probably going to be there as well. And just remember that to participate in this one, you need to have decent ping to US East or to South America. Are you a sadist? Do you enjoy pain? You can decide whatever item and hero for me to play, and I will stream that. Guardian Greaves Medical Bear, Radiance Crystal Maiden, Offlane Arc Warden, you name it. As you can see, this reward and the other one gets 2 votes for the pool as well. Next up in the list, we have the Is It Better Than 6 Treants perk. You get 2 votes, Discord membership, the only other perk that also gives you the postal card, and on top of that, 1 match of Dota coached by me. I don't care if you call 4 friends and make this a 5-man thing, you can even share the money between you guys. This is my favorite one. You can get a Things I Learned video with whatever hero and replay you want. It could even be you playing. As always, the tone of the series will be of praising things done well and memeing what it is funny. If you watch this channel for a long time, you probably saw the ramen vlog. I love cooking and I would love to make recipes based on Dota heroes or Dota lore. If anyone chooses this one, I will make a video in a similar way than Binging with Babish. If you ever saw him, he's probably one of my favorite cooking shows at the moment. Eric Wright is helping me during this. He promised me 3 30-second animations for people that go for this reward. He was a huge help figuring out the ins and outs of this campaign, so check his channel if you can, even though I'm pretty sure everyone that follows me already follows him. You can ask for any animations you want, Lex and me kissing for instance. I don't recommend it though, since it will happen at TI anyways, Kappa Pride. This is the Hey Guys D.Bowie here perk. It only works if you live near Seattle or in Brazil. I will go to your house, cook something you desire, bring booze, energy drinks, talk and play Dota, whatever you want, for the entire day. And this is the final one, mainly tailored towards companies like the hot sauce one, I don't know. If you like my content and want me to sponsor your brand or company, go for this one. But send me a message beforehand to discuss what you want. Well, this wraps up for today. If you enjoyed this video, please guys give it a thumbs up. Pugna is a platform where you can learn from people like Chessie, Fog, Munib, Waga, and get better at the game. They have now great content on the new patch, and if you want to raise your MMR, it's a great time. Just figure out the patch faster than others and get those easy wins. If winning MMR is not enough for you though, you should definitely check out our new partner, Lootcase. There you can win and find beautiful cosmetics and go from 0 to hero. They also offer a bonus for whatever deposit you go for, but if you register with my referral link, you're gonna get an even bigger one, so check that out.